Hi everybody, it's Jennifer, and I'm back to show you a cute card and a really cool technique. Some of you may have done this before, some of you it might be new. So this is the card, and the technique is how to create this watercolor background. So this is the stamp set that I'm using. It's called For My Beautiful Friend. It's our stamp of the month for July. And with a $50 purchase, you can get it for $5, or you can buy it as a standalone for $18.95. But trust me, you want to get it for $5. This is the image that I use right here. It's one solid stamp, and that's what I used to get my floral bouquet. And then I did some embossing, and I used the really cute sentiment for my beautiful friend. So I've got lots of good things going on with this. So what do I got here? I've got the stamp set. I've got some embossing, Versamark anti-static pouch, the gold embossing powder. I've got Wisteria and black ink. I'm not going to use intense black. I'm just using the regular. I've got my Tri-blends, my Spectrum Noir Tri-blend markers, my clear shimmer brush. I've got some gold embellishing threads, some gold glitter gems. I wasn't sure if I'd use those or not, but I do like the gold with it. I am using our stitched rectangle frame thin cuts, and I'm using the largest one. You get a frame I'm going to grab a red one so you could see. Hopefully my autofocus will do okay with this. But this is how it cuts. So just think of that as white. But this way you can see the difference. But this is what you get when you use it. You get two separate pieces. So you could use this to frame a card, okay? And it fits a regular card base. Ooh, that's cute with the red too, isn't it? Or you can do as I have and use this as your top layer and do something on it, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to set this aside. I've also got some of our current mix-ins. It's got the glacier plaid on the back, and it's got this, I like to call it indigo, but I think it's supposed to be sapphire. But I thought it went really well with the wisteria. That's wisteria cardstock. But if you can look, don't they go really well together? And so I thought that's why I brought in the purples, because I just thought that it would be really pretty. All right, let's get started. I am going to do some stamping, and then I'm going to go, when I do the technique, I'm going to put it in fast motion, so you don't have to sit there and wait for me to color all that in. I'm going to grab our Versamat. It's a cutting grid, and it's a self-healing mat. And if you turn it over, it is a stamping platform. I love, love, love it. You're going to need a piece of... Oh, no, not yet. Okay, so I've got the stamp on a block. Oops. I was doing something else with it, so let me take all that off. I masked it to do something else. So I ripped my stamp, which it's okay, you guys. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work anymore. I'm going to grab this block, the 3x3. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work anymore. It just means I have to be careful so that I don't lose that. But it lines right back up, and you're not even going to be able to see when I stamp with it where that piece came off. Okay, I've got this hanging off my block. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to use that piece. You can stick it to the back and put your hand over it. I grab washi tape and just have it hold it there. And I'm going to grab our black ink. And like I said, I'm not going to use the intense black. I'm going to go ahead and use the regular black. I've used this stamp before, so I don't need to season it, but to season it, you just rub it on your skin. That's how I ripped it. So be careful doing that. But just rub it on your skin, get that film off of there, because when they're new, they're kind of sticky when we first get them. All right, I'm going to twist and pat, and I'm really going to get this inked up good, because I just got one shot at this. I don't want to have to double it. I don't need it on her hands. Just getting rid of the places that I don't need and using my finger to do that. That looks pretty good. All right, I want to go kind of high because you can see that I put the sentiment on the front as well. So I don't want to be too low, and I don't want to be too high because I want to have room for the butterflies. So I'm going to center this as best I can and stamp. And I'm going to press it, and I'm going to hold it there for a second. Let that ink just soak into the paper. I don't really care if it skips a little bit. I just have to be able to see the image. And you're not going to see this. Trust me, you're not going to see it. I'm going to clean that off, make sure I don't lose my little piece. I'm going to untape it because I don't want it to be stuck there forever. And set that aside. Okay, so now I am going to grab our Tri-blend markers and color. And like I said, I'm just going to speed this part up. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so now that we've got this all colored, I'm just going to move all of these out of my way. We are going to build our card. So, this is where the magic happens. That's the side we're going to use. Isn't that cool? It just looks like watercolor. And if you don't have enough showing through, that's the dark red, just turn it over and go back over it until it bleeds through. Let's see, where else? Right there. This one. Just keep building your color until it bleeds through and you're happy with it. You don't have to color perfect on this side because this is the side that you're going to see. Oh yeah. Alright, this one. I need more. But see how it just makes it come through? I love the yellows the best, probably. Alright, so there's that. Now, let's go ahead and get our sentiment, which is for my beautiful friend. We'll get that put on there. I'm going to grab a 2-inch block. We have a line on our blocks that help you to line things up perfectly and get them straight. As much help as you can get. I'll tell you what, I could have all the help in the world and I may not get everything straight. But it's fun to try. Okay, I'm going to stamp this. Hopefully not get my head in the way. As straight as I can. And I'm just going to hold it there for a second. And lift. Isn't that beautiful? I love those fonts together, that brush script font. So I did a little boo-boo, and I'll show you what I did. So you can see the stitching, like this is the back of it, which is perfectly fine, and that's the front. I should have stamped on this side and colored on this side so that I would have had the good stitching on this side, but that's all right. I'm okay with this. Let's go ahead and get some butterflies on here. So I'm going to grab my anti-static pouch, and I'm going to put this all over so that I don't get embossing powder where I don't want it. I'm going to grab my Versamark ink, and you guys, I've used all kinds of embossing inks, and Versamark is my favorite. I really, really like it. Alright, we're going to put a butterfly up here. I like to do things in threes. You guys know that. I'm going to put a butterfly kind of touching the flowers a little bit. And I'm going to put one down here. Alright. Move those out of my way. Bring my embossing powder in. I'm going to grab. We'll just use this. Make sure you don't touch where you have your embossing powder because you'll smear it and ruin your design. Okay. Now, make sure I've got everything off there. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this on those butterflies. Give it a little flick. Maybe put a little more on that one. Yep. I'd love to have one of those stamping buddy things where it's a tray, but I don't have one. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in here. I just put the lid on. Oh, put it all back in. We don't want to waste it. Put that aside. And grab your heat tool. You can use a lamp. Hold it over a hot light bulb. But I'm going to start from the back. Hopefully you guys can see that. I start from the back so I don't send powder flying everywhere and get it stuck where I don't want it. There we go. There's one. There's two. Don't hold it too close because you will burn your paper. I'm just trying to straighten this out a little bit. Okay. There's our embossing. We need one more thing on here. So the stamp set comes with this little swish. And I am going to, well, if I can get the back of my stamp off. Alright. I'm going to use that with Wisteria. But I want a second generation. For those of you that don't know what a second generation is, you dip once and stamp twice. So I am going to dip it into my ink. Make sure I've got it inked up really good and don't have ink all over my block. Alright. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to stamp it. And now I'm going to come over here and I want to stamp through that word beautiful. And it just gives a little bit of color and it's not so dark. Okay. So I just want a hint. And there's our card. Now, let's build it and we'll be finished. So I'm going to grab those pieces that I had. Grab my tape runner. I'm going to turn this back over because I don't like to use tape runner on the foam just in case I go past. Just in case I get it all over. Alright, make sure you're on the right side. And I'm going to use quite a bit of adhesive because my paper did warp a little bit when I was heat embossing, and that's okay. If you use enough adhesive, it's going to come out of it. Make sure I got it all the way to the edge. Okay, now I'm going to center it on this piece, I'm going to turn it sideways to do that. It just helps me to get it straighter and more even. Make sure I press it down good. Alright. So there's that. And now I'm going to attach this. To the front. I like to use wet glue on my cards because I don't like for my cards to come apart. And I'm just going to center this as best I can. And there's that. Okay, but it's not going to be finished until we do the inside. So for the inside, I thought I would put, "You bring so much happiness into my life." Because I think that's a nice thing to say. Put that on my block, use my line. There's a line here. Use that to get this straight. I'm going to grab my black. Whoops. Come on now. My autofocus does not like white. And we'll turn that off. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to ink that up. I love that you can see through. Well, I put it on upside down. See through our blocks. See, I put it on upside down. But that's alright. That's okay. I'm going to stand up. And I'm going to go like in the second third of the card. I'm not going to go all the way up, and I'm not going to go quite in the middle, and I'm not going to go down, because I want to have room to write. It's a little bit crooked, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Alright. So now I want to grab the stamp set. Comes with little flowers. So I'm going to grab the large one and the small one, and I'm going to put them on the same block. Then I'm going to go into my Wisteria, and I want that second generation again. And I'm just going to ink it up, stamp once over here, and then stamp right there. And I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to, let's see, I think I'm going to use just the little one. And maybe do that one in the regular purple so that it can pop. Okay, so there's the inside and there's the outside. Watercolor technique with alcohol markers. Thank you very much for being here. If you have any questions, just post a comment and I will answer you. I ask you to please like, subscribe, and comment. I'm trying really hard to build my channel, and I have a lot of ideas for some really cool stuff for you guys. Like I said, thank you for being here. God bless you, and have a wonderful day. Bye.